Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Anggita Prameswari, and the class is 33.48.02, and I want to presentation about the poem, analyze the poem. And what is poetry? Poetry is a type of literature or artistic writing that attempts to stir readers' imagination or emotions. Now, that poet does this by carefully choosing and arranging language for its meaning, sound, and rhythm. And the next is this is the first poetry I want to analyze. The title is "The Cry of a Dreamer," and the second poem is "There Is No Death." Nah, ini type of first poetry. Uh, in first poetry, the type is narrative poem. Narrative poetry tells a story or recounts events, and this poem narrates the emotional journey and reflection of a dreamer who longs to escape the burdens and superficiality of modern life for a simpler, more fulfilling existence. The speaker expresses uh, weariness with the repetitive cycle of effort and dissatisfaction. The next is the voice and tone of this poem. The tone and voice of the first poem is the voice duluan. The first is that of a disillusioned, introspective individual who is weary of the superficiality and relentless toil of modern life. This voice conveys a deep sense of longing for simplicity, authenticity, and peace, contrasting sharply with the emptiness and deceit perceived in the bustling city and its inhabitants. And the tone of the first poem is melancholic and contemplative. The speaker's weariness and disillusionment are evident in phrase like hurt, weary of building and spoiling, and sick of the showy seeming. There is also wistful, nostalgic quality as the speaker yearns for the dear old river, and the innocence of childhood suggesting a desire to escape to a place of purity and tranquility. And the next is figure of speech of the first poem. There is four figure of speech. This one is hyperbole. This one is metaphor. The third is personification. The fourth is imagery. Let's analyze the first poetry. Hyperbole in first poetry. There is three sentence. Example. The first sentence is hurt, weary of building and spoiling, atau bisa juga and spoiling and building again. Nah, explain itu, this exaggerates the cyclical and fruitless nature of the speaker's efforts, implying an endless and exhausting repetition that feels overwhelming. The example 2 is and a toiler dies in a day. This hyperbolic statement underscores the speaker's belief that those who toil in the mundane, repetitive task of life experience a metaphorical death, losing their spirit and vitality quickly. And the next is a dreamer lives forever. Conversely, this hyperbole highlights the idea that those who dream and engage in creative imaginative pursuits achieve a form of immortality through their inner lives and lasting impact. And the next is metaphor in verse poetry. There is example sentence. The first is crowded hives of men, fast lined with scheming, the streets rude bustle, the meadows candy patch. Uh, I want to read this one. Crowded hives of men. Explaining to this metaphor compares the busy industries life of people in this city to bees in a hive, highlighting the repetitive mechanical nature of urban existence. And I want to read this one. The streets root bustle. The explain is the streets, noise, and activity are personified as rude, suggesting a harsh, overwhelming environment that is unfriendly and abrasive. And the next is personification in verse poetry. This is the example is the daughter heard ground while full, and the father's heard that bleeds. Explain it to in this line. Both the daughter and the father's hearts are given human qualities. The daughter heart is described as willful, suggesting it has its own desires and stubbornness, while the father's heart bleeds, indicating deep emotional pain and suffering. This personification effectively conveys the emotional struggles and familial conflicts experienced by the individual. And the next is imagery in verse poetry. The first sentence example is Dear Old River. Explain it to evokes a peaceful and nostalgic image of tranquil river. The two is sentence is where the children play. The explain is creates a vivid image of innocence and joy, contrasting with the speaker's current dissatisfaction. And the third is and the child mind choked with wits. These lines depict children forced into labor, their natural potential stifled by hardship, evoking a sense of loss and sorrow. Let's analyze the first poetry. Uh, there is a rhyme of a poem. The first poem. In stanza 1, the rhyme is A B A B C D C D, and the 2 is A B A B C D C D, and stanza 3 is A B A B C D C D, and stanza 4 is A B A B. And the next is alliteration in verse poetry. Alliteration is heard weary of building and spoiling. The repetition of the E sound is heard and weary, and the sound in building and spoiling it sounds like they have the same word pronunciation. And the two is for a dreamer lives forever. The repetition of the F sound is for and forever. Sleepless thoughts in the world. The repetition of the S sound is sleepless and thoughts. The little hands too skillful. The repetition of the L sound is little and skillful. I would fly to the woods, low rustle. The repetition of W sound is wood and woods. And the next is assonance. Assonance in that poem, there are several instances of assonance that add to the poems musically and rhythm. And the first is example ya. I am tired of planning and toiling. The repetition of the A sound in tired, planning, and toiling. For a dreamer lives forever. The repetition of the long E sound is dreamer, lives, and forever. And the rhythm and the meter of a first poem. In this poem, the rhythm is established through the alternating pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables, creating a flowing and musical cadence. Each line contains 8 syllables, and the stress typically falls on every other syllable, following an iambic meter. Overall, the rhythm in the Cry of Dreamer, or the first poem, is smooth and consistent, enhancing the poem's emotional impact and allowing for a captivating recitation. And the poem predominantly follows an iambic tetrameter meter. This means that each line typically consists of 4 iambs, which are metrical feet comprised of one unstressed syllable followed by one stressed syllable. Let's analyze the second poetry. The type is the lyric. The type of poetry is lyric. Aspect predominates over the narrative. While the poems does contain elements of narrative in its exploration of the cyclical nature of life and the belief in continuity, its primary focus in expressing personal emotions, thoughts, and beliefs in musical and melodious manner. The repetitive refrain of "there is no" that emphasizes the poem's lyrical quality as it conveys the speaker's deep conviction and optimism about the eternal nature of life. Additionally, the poem's rhythmic structure, use of imagery, and emotional resonance further contribute to lyrical nature. Let's analyze the voice and tone of two poems. Second poems. The voice is one of reassurance, conviction, and optimism. The speaker communicates with a confident and soothing tone, seeking to comfort and uplift the reader. And the tone is hopeful and serene. It reflects the speaker's conviction that life is continuous and eternal even beyond physical death. There is a sense of peace and acceptance conveyed throughout the poem, as the speaker draws an example from nature to illustrate the cyclical natures of life. And the next is figure of speech of the second poem. There is three sentences. The first is thought life become a desert west. The explain is the speaker employs hyperbole and exaggerate the idea of life becoming barren and desolate, akin to a desert wasteland. And the two is and all things that for growth or joy atau bisa juga are worthy of our love or care. Nah, the idea that all things worthy of love or care are safely cared. Beyond that could be interpreted as hyperbolic in a assertion of a universal and absolute truth. While the sentiment is comforting, it may be exaggerated to emphasize the speaker's belief in the enduring value of cherished things beyond physical existence. And the third sentence is the dust we treat shall change beneath the summer showers to golden grain or mellowed fruit or rainbow tinted flowers. And this is the explain. And next is metaphor in second poetry. Metaphor in second poetry is there is two example sentence. The first is the stars go down or to rise upon some other shore. This metaphor compares the setting of stars to the journey of a traveler who sets out to explore new lands. It suggests that even though stars may disappear from our view, they continue to exist, shine elsewhere, symbolizing the continuum of life beyond physical death. And the second sentence is the rocks disorganized to feed or the hungry most they bear. Rocks are metaphorically depicted as the organizing of breaking down to provide nourishment for the most that grows upon them. And the personification in second poetry, a three sentence example. The first is how life become a desert waste, and this is the explain. The leaves may fall and flowers may fade and pass away. They only await through wintry hours the warm, sweet breath of May. The explain is leaves and flowers are personified as beings patiently waiting for the arrival of spring, as if they anticipate and long for its warmth and renewal. This personification reflects the resilience and cyclical nature of life. And the third sentence is the rocks disorganized to feed the hungry most they bear. Rocks are personified as disorganizing or breaking down to provide sustenance for the most growing on them. And the next is imagery in second poetry. The imagery in second poetry is there is three examples. The first is and all things that for growth or joy or are worthy of our love or care. The explain is this imagery suggests a collection of cherished things that bring growth or joy, evoking a sense of emotional attachment and significance. And the two sentence is translated into paradise adorned immortal bowers. This imagery conjures image of prince being relocated to a heavenly paradise where they flourish in eternal beauty and splendor, symbolizing the idea of life's continuation beyond physical existence. And the third sentence is the rocks disorganized to feed or the hungry must they bear. And this is the explain. Rhyme, alliteration, assonance, rhythm, and meter. And this is the explain. Rhyme, alliteration, assonance, rhythm, and meter. The rhyme of second point. Stanza 1 is ABAB, stanza 2 is ABCB, stanza 3 is ABAB, stanza 4 is ABCB, stanza 5 is ABCB, stanza 6 is ABCB. Why is ABCB? Because this the last huruf is joy, care, desolate, there. Care and there is the same pronunciation. Care, there. And joy and desolate is different pronunciation ya. And then is stanza 7 is A B C B. Dari sini kita bisa tahu in the second poem we can see that although many rhymes are used, if we summarize it, the other use the ABAB rhyme. Jadi kebanyakan penulis ini pakai ABAB rima. Nah, alliteration in second poetry. The first is there is no death, the stars go down. The repetition of the D sound is death and down. The second is to reach you on some other shore. The repetition of the S sound is some and shore. And the next is and flowers may fade and pass away. The repetition of the F sound is flowers and fade. They only away through wintry hours, the warm sweet breath of May. The repetition of W sound is wintry, warm and sweet. The next is assonance, second poetry. In second poem, the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words is used to enhance the poem's musicality and rhythm. The first is there is no death, the stars go down. The repetition of D sound is death and down. The rose, the golden grain or mellow fruit or rainbow tinted flowers. The repetition of the G sound is golden grain. The repetition of the R sound is rainbow and tinted. The rocks disorganized to feed or the hungry moss they bear. Now the repetition of the H sound is hungry and moss. And the next is the rhythm and meter of a poem. In this poem, the rhythm is through regular pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables primarily following an iambic meter. And the meter is the poem, the predominant meter is iambic tetrameter. This means each line generally consists of 4 iambic feet. And it's finished to analyze the poem. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.